My name is Sabrina Sebastian, and today I'm gonna talk about what causes the Pueblo Revolt of 1680 by David Weber. But first, I'm gonna start with a timeline to know what caused the Pueblo Revolt and also how it happens.
In 1540, the Spanish explorers and conquistador Francisco Vázquez de Coronado explores the area and claims the land for Spain. In 1598, Juan de Otane established the first Spanish capital of San Juan de los Caballeros. Spanish priests are intent on converting Native Indians to Christianity. In 1598, Spanish soldiers and priests imposed a forced labor system called encomienda, which resembles slavery and prevent the pueblos from communing with their gods. In 1650, Apaches start to make raids in New Mexico, attacking and wiping out Pueblo village. Pope, a Tijuan Indian from the San Juan Pueblo, suggests the Pueblos rise up against the harsh Spanish rule. He is unable to gain agreement to the plan for the other tribes who are unwilling to accept any unified leadership. In 1675, the Spanish continue with their vigorous effort to replace the rituals of the Indians with those of Christianity. Governor Juan Trevino ordered the arrest, imprisonment, and corporal punishment of 47 medicine men following accusations that they bewitched a local friar. 3 of the medicine men were hanged and 1 committed suicide. In 1675, Pope is one of the medicine men arrested by the Spanish, thrown into prison, and tortured by the Spanish people. He refused to convert to Christianity. In 1676 and 1677, the Alliance sends a message to the governor declaring that they will kill all the Spaniards before they will permit any more of their medicine men, called shaman, to be harmed. Future 1677, a small number, 47, of the new soldiers arrived in New Mexico in response to the governor's request for reinforcement. By 1680, Pope and the Alliance insist on having a battle with the Spaniards on their land. So, on August 12, the historic Pueblo Revolt organized by Pope began. They planned to exterminate all soldiers Spanish. On August 15, Pope and the Governor Antonio Otemi meet. Both parties make demands which are refused. Governor Antonio de Otemi retreats with his troops to his residence in the palace of the governor in Santa Fe. August 20, Governor Antonio battles against the Pueblos in Santa Fe, killing 300 native Indians. August 21, the Governor Antonio and about 1,000 commands upon retreats from New Mexico to El Paso. During the Pueblo Revolt, approximately 2,350 Spanish are killed. Missions together with their furnishment and record are all destroyed. The Pueblo Revolt was a great victory for Pope and the Alliance. In 1681, the Spanish attempt to regain territory in New Mexico was beaten by the army of Pope. In 1688, Pope was dead by natural causes. And finally, in 1692, the Spanish eventually reconquered the lands in New Mexico, led by the new governor Diego de Vargas. This is how my timeline finished, knowing how and why Pope rebels against Spanish nation.
The 5 articles articles that Weber described, I'm gonna talk about the first one, the second one, the fourth, and the fifth. So the first one starts with Henry Warner's Spanish Mission, Cultural Conflict, and the Pueblo Revolt of 1680s. The second one is going by Raymond Gutierrez, Franciscans and the Pueblo Revolt. The fourth one is going to be 17th century New Mexico. And the last one, the famine and Apache's rise of 1670s.
In the first article of Henry Warner's, Weber advised us to consider Spanish Catholicism versus Pueblo religious belief, and whether Warner presented a convincing argument that the Pueblo's religious beliefs were more important than Apache race of draw in causing them the revolt. We have to remember that at that time Spanish were very Catholic and also they respected religion. But Pueblo's religious beliefs were about gods, which are completely and different from the gods that they know. I believe that no religion should be imposed on people because this will lead to a revolution, this will lead a battle, and to be against it instead of being with it. In this case, religion was a very important factor that led the revolt between Spanish and Pueblo. The division made by the Spanish conquerors led the Indians to suffer very much.
Thank you to the Book of Weber, we all can compare and see the difference between the historians that have talked about what caused the Pueblo Revolt in 1680. For me, I could say that the religious belief for Spain and the Pueblo were totally different, and then also the sacrifice on the hard work of the Pueblo native people that were imposed with Spanish was hard, and they didn't want to live that way. So as far I understood that nothing can be imposed, and that Weber wants us to understand that historian can change the view of what caused the Pueblo Revolt. Someone might say the Spaniards were the heroes, but the Pueblo can say the Spaniards were the villain of the story. So thank you for letting me explain to you what I believe about what caused the Pueblo Revolt of 1680.